Hi, welcome to my official video on what it's like to work with me. I'm Travis, founder and elder advocate of Age Well Advocacy, where I provide care management for elders age 55 plus and people who care for them. As a gerontologist, also known as an aging expert, I'm proud to support people all throughout the United States. And in talking about what it's like to work with me, first, it's important to say that a lot of people, particularly caregivers, reach out to me when they're in a crisis moment and they're needing immediate support. And while I recognize that that is a time when you're really searching for help and you're at the end of the rope, you're feeling burned out, it's also a good time to reach out to me to be a little proactive. And when you start to notice changes happening in either your own aging or caring for an older loved one, that you're like, you know what? This might be a little more than I can handle, or this might be something that's going to be expensive, or I don't really know what this is going to look like in a year or two, that is a great time to reach out to me. Because as a gerontologist, I can provide the clarity, the guidance, and reduce a lot of the trial and error that is incredibly taxing on your energy, taxing on your time, and taxing on your finances. So, it's important to say that when you're considering reaching out to me, know that it's an investment, and that's part of the reason why I offer a free 15-minute initial consultation. And we can talk on the phone or on video. And my services are through phone and video and virtual care coordination. And know that when you are looking to do this 15-minute consult, you can go through my website, you can contact me by phone, email, or the forms on my website. And on my website, if you fill out the form, you will provide a general explanation of your situation. You don't want to give super personal details that are things such as social security numbers, insurance, and identifying information, and birthdays, and specific medical diagnosis. Save that for our secure consultation, where it's just me and you. And one thing is when we get together and do this 15-minute consult, we're really getting an idea of, am I a good fit to support you? Because as a gerontologist, I have a very holistic understanding of aging, how the body ages, how the mind ages, how we age in community. And with that being said, I'm also not licensed to give medical guidance, to give a diagnosis, to prescribe medication, things like that. So there's a lot of benefit to working with a gerontologist, because while healthcare providers are good at medical, I am here to piece everything together. Aging services, aging in general can be very spread out like a puzzle that has pieces all over the place. And here I am to connect everything, to give you the guidance. And it's also important to say that when we are doing this 15 minutes, we'll kind of spend the first 5 to 10 minutes going over the main points of your situation. This is not really a time to go in depth with all the details. It's a time for you to give me the main points and then spend about 5 minutes back and forth conversation talking about how I may be able to support you. And when we figure out that I'm a good fit, if we figure out that I'm a good fit, we can move on to an hour-long consultation so that I get a more in-depth understanding of you or your loved one's situation, going over things such as medical information, going over things such as financials and resources you're looking into, care options, looking into what you need as a caregiver for yourself and what your loved one needs, what you're able to do, what you need help with, where you should go from here, what are your immediate needs, what is a long-term plan, and what are some backup plans, because aging and caregiving can be messy and it's important to have backups. So when we do the hour, I like to get a full understanding, and about the last 10 minutes of that hour where it's more of me talking with you and talking about next steps, going over what we've discussed in the session. And we can spend several sessions doing this. And once I have a good understanding of your situation, I'm happy to offer 30-minute check-ins. So this is a time for me to talk with you and check in on what we've discussed and what actions you've been taking, and do you need to go in more in depth with an hour. And then I also do more hands-on support, such as making phone calls on your behalf, taking a lot of time off your plate and saving you a lot of energy, and also coordinating care, helping to coordinate with family and providers. And I can tell you, not only from my experience with over a decade in aging services, but as a disabled person myself, that I've navigated the healthcare, the social service supports, the resources. I've navigated a lot of it. And while I'm always learning and willing to grow and learn more because things are always changing, know that I have a good idea of where we need to go next in a lot of these situations. And lastly, I'm it's totally optional, and I'm happy to incorporate breath work and guided meditation using my history of being a yoga teacher and doing relaxation techniques, because a lot of times, often the people who I'm supporting are incredibly overwhelmed and stressed. And it's important to take care of yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Not to be cliche, but it's true. And so if you want to do this breath work and meditation, we incorporate that into the hour sessions. So if this sounds like support that you're looking for, if you are overwhelmed with aging challenges and caregiving for an older loved one, know that you don't have to do this alone. And know that you can visit the link in my bio to see about scheduling that free 15-minute initial consultation. Take care.